I sometimes wonder what happens to my brain cells when I see certain things. Mainly dumb, over-the-top, and nonsensical experiences that I manage to somehow like. Yes, I have a sweet tooth for dumb-ass shit entertainment, and while there are exceptions, even I'll admit that I have my share of guilty pleasures. One of them I already reviewed. So when I came across Gyo's My Anime List page, I was dumbfounded by what I saw. A subpar score with Ufotable's name attached to it. What's the world come to? So curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to watch it along with others, and my god, I had an enjoyable dumb-ass shit time with it. Adapted from the manga by Junji Ito, Gyo was directed and written by Takayuki Hirao, the same director behind the much-acclaimed Karo no Kyokai Paradox Spiral, and is what people perceive as a sort of bastard child to Ufotable's recent forays like the aforementioned Karo no Kyokai and Fate Zero. Now for a studio behind such polished productions such as those, one asks, is Gyo really that bad? Can it be that not even Ufotable can save such a train wreck? Well, to have a better idea of what the Jesus of anime studios can really do, if I said that it features walking super zombie fishies that can mutate people into fat zombies that fart a lot, can I also say that it manages to work? How does something that pointlessly and hilariously dumb work, you may ask? According to Holden, fairly well it seems, so sit back, relax, and go, what? As I give you my evaluation of Gyo. In a world where fishermen go, we meet our main character, Kaori Sawahara, who's away on a graduation trip with her friends, Irika and Aki. We first see her talking to her boyfriend, Tadashi, and after eating at some restaurant and doing stuff off screen, they all travel to their villa. However, when they get there, it's soon discovered that the place really fucking stinks for some reason, and soon come across the source of the issue. It isn't anything major, just a fish with legs that really smells. They decide to throw it in the garbage and proceed with their stay, knowing little of the impending danger. The danger comes to them, and it's learned these smelly creatures have been swarming the entirety of Japan, and it's here where shit gets real. Realizing the growing danger and the smelly smells, Kaori decides to go back to Tokyo in the hopes of finding her boyfriend and comes to meet Tsuyoshi Shirakawa, a cameraman who helps out with their search. And the plot begins from there. With a large swarm of zombie fishies on the loose, and with no way of knowing if her loved ones are safe, Kaori must traverse a world gone to hell. Tension is aloof, people will show their dark side, and places will really fucking stink. There isn't much to say about Gyo's plot that warrants an analyzation of some depth, aside from what's there and mere assumptions. It plays out like a mix of cheesy C-movie quality sci-fi and horror, sex, screams, and thrills and all, without the low production values. And trust me, this has some damn good production values for what it is. Upcoming plot points or twists are fairly predictable if you've ever seen a film or TV show in your life, but somehow fits with the ludicrousness that it gives off, and even provides much of the enjoyment that I felt. Characters aren't fleshed out to a dramatic degree, being almost one note, especially since this is only an hour long. Kaori is very caring about her loved ones and friends and doesn't want anything to happen to them and stuff, trying to be brave in a ravaged Tokyo full of smelly fishies. Tsuyoshi helps her and stuff and cares, as well as wanting to get to the bottom of this smelly mess. The others are kinda there so we can have our plot points, drama, a threesome scene, and fat green zombie boobies that are totally hot for those who are into it, or some shit, and yeah, the characters aren't uniquely compelling, leaving me with not a lot to talk about, but they don't have to be. The thing about Gyo is that everything is taken very seriously, that these super smelly zombie fishies that infect people into farting boomers are a big threat to humanity, and that you should be afraid. And as I saw this go on, I couldn't help but smile a little at all the ridiculous going on screen. Seeing swarms go by, how guns can't kill any of them, all the carnage that's left behind, you just gotta wonder, what kind of drug-induced cognitive came up with this aberrant crap? Cause whatever it was, I want some. This is an OVA where things are always going on in some way or another, and every frame that passes is a frame where I question just where this is going. Is this an overglorified environmental message-driven anime telling us not to fuck around with the ocean and its inhabitants? Warning us that if humanity doesn't stop polluting and perversely tampering with our sacred seas, we will come to regret our past decisions of profit, gluttony, and prize? Or am I just overthinking things, and it really is a crazy anime with super fishies that smell bad? It's just one of those moments where my mind goes, what in a hearty fuck? Throughout the ordeal without being a comedy. And really, people, can you take anything that I described and showed with a real level of bold seriousness? I would be lying if I said I didn't have fun with Gyo's story, and all else in between, its basking self-indulgent vacuousness and blatant believability bankruptcy. That's not to say it's great. Hell no, it isn't great. Because at the end of the day, exaggerated stupidity is still stupidity nonetheless. So if you are expecting any fulfilling artistry of emotional and sentimental tactility, meaningful, thought-provoking narrative, or a fantasy of genuine, imaginative grace and splendor, stay the fuck away from Gyo. It has none of that. But if you just want to waste time while waiting for some event, or a desire to feel stupid as hell, Gyo. Gyo, man. Gyo. Cause screw subtlety, am I right? So we have a romp of insert whatever the hell here that pretty much builds and represents something of what I can only assume was a mental dysfunction in anime form. That works well. But what if I said that it all could have fell through if it wasn't for Ufotable's efforts? The presentation of Gyo is probably the best aspect, as it's a crucial element to making it what it is. Now I'm going to get this out of the way. The voice acting works. I don't take huge issue with it. The music was of generic orchestral fashion, so I didn't mind that either. What I did mind, however, was the visual presentation, which was downright shocking. Now, Ufotable could have went the road of phoning it in, half-assing the job with reluctancy and understandable disdain considering the circumstances. That was not the case. I would even go as far as to say that the work they output here is the fuel that drives the whole thing forward. Let's face it, Gyo lacks sustainable substance to keep you engaged, and needs to rely on what it does have. From its surprisingly good animation, visual design, scale, and detail, there's no denying it. Gyo is made by Ufotable, through and through, which is to say that it's, without a lick of doubt, the saving grace. From one large, detailed set piece involving a rough plane landing over a swarm of fishies as you see the blood on the wheels, to a chase scene involving a walking undead shark, to this admittedly fucked up scene of what could probably be viewed as fish rape, they pulled the stops needed to make this look good. Even little details like bullet casings ejecting after each gunshot, little fishies that run by in droves, clothing and environmental physics, and other details that wouldn't be of actual relevance have a degree of emphasis, which helps to symbolize Ufotable's attention to cosmetic minutia. This is an anime where crazy shit happens, and said crazy shit would have to feel crazy to stimulate a reaction, and said reaction comes from looking at the crazy shit that's happening. And if it all didn't look good, the effect would flatline and create a dead-on-arrival experience. You may call this style over substance, but if you ask me, it's style fueling whatever substance this thing managed to muster. Like the whole thing is on life support. I can't even imagine another studio undertaking such material and putting in the same amount of polish and refinement the way Ufotable did here. May I remind you that this includes zombie fish with legs that turn people into fat green zombies who fart a lot. You don't have much legroom for in-depth content with that, but it seems they knew that too. So they gave it their usual treatment, and boy it shows. And that is why I like Ufotable. Even if you give them a turd, they will try to make it the best turd they can polish until it magically turns into gold. Gyo is a really dumb anime. This anime is dumb as hell. Dumb, dumb, dumb. It's beautiful, but dumb. God damn, is it dumb. But man, is it entertaining. It's the dumb I like, the sauce-tastic dumb that seeks to give us moments of holy shit, that's supported by Ufotable's always so good attention to detail. I know it sounds like sugarcoating, but you have to understand that I can like dumb experiences, and while I will always prefer my Chobits, my Fate Zeros, my Steins Gates, my Higarashis, and my Madoka Magicas, I will always have a sweet tooth for a High School of the Dead, a Nosobi ni Ikuyo, a C3, and a Butobi CPU. Enriching experiences is one thing, dumb fun is another, and I think Gyo was a fun time despite the material. Now I can't ignore the shortcomings, what with its shallow story and characters. If you expect the opposite when approaching Gyo, you might as well go the other way. But if you want a C movie grade, balls deep, what in the flying fuck is this time, Gyo might fit the bill. I like it. I didn't really like it, but I still liked it nonetheless. And saying otherwise would not only be dishonest to you guys, but to myself as well. And in the end, Gyo was a dumb-ass shit good time.